Hi there everyone, it's Lisa here from Business in Heels, and on this lovely sunny afternoon I'm with Enrica from Global Forwarding and Here, There and Everywhere Parcel Quick. We're going to talk about how she's not only been doing this freight forwarding business, but it's been going so well that she's had to explode the business and introduce her newest business, which is Here, There and Everywhere Parcel Quick, which is really exciting. So first of all, welcome Enrica.
Thank you, Lisa, it's a pleasure.
It's great to be here. This has been, oh gosh, we've known each other now for a couple of years. Yep, we've been chatting for ages, so it's really exciting to be doing this today. So Enrica, tell us, how did you get into the freight business? Because that's just fascinating.
Oh, look, by sheer mistake, I came back to Australia after having been an interpreter for many years, and I put the wrong course code and just one wrong digit, and ended up in this lecture with all men and talking about multimodal transport systems, and I'm thinking, I don't really know what I'm doing here. So I went down to student admin and I asked them to change the course, and they said, no, sorry, you have to wait until the end of the semester, pass, and we'll carry the mark across and you can go back into your designated allocated course.
Yep.
But by the end of the semester I actually fell in love with the course. I had forged some really good relationships with the lecturers and fellow students. So I completed Transport and Logistics. That was in 1998 in Melbourne at RMIT.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you've got this massive empire.
I wouldn't call it massive. I'm not sure about the but yes. But the funny thing was that I was also teaching Italian at night, and one of my students was the owner of a freight forwarding company. And he said to me, so what are you studying at uni? And I told him, and then he said to me, well, I have a freight business and you speak Italian, so come on board. And that the rest is history. So that was my first job, was also whilst I was at uni and as a mature age student. And so I started working in freight while I was still studying at RMIT. No, that was a real bonus. It was a real eye-opener. Tullamarine, I only thought Tullamarine was where the airports landed and left. I didn't realise it was I didn't realise, coming from the eastern suburbs, I had no idea that it was an actual suburb where there are houses and businesses. So that was quite funny. And I've been now doing this for, it was supposed to be international politics, 25 years. It's a long time. Oh, sorry, 23 years to be exact.
We don't talk about those big numbers. No, absolutely not.
We'll give away our age.
Exactly. Well, just to say, she's really experienced, right? So one of the interesting things, I think, to find these amazing women-owned and women-led businesses is the heart of the business and the altruism that goes into it. So, Enrica, tell us a little bit about what does that mean for you?
I guess it's not enough for me to just get up in the morning, put my makeup on and high heels, go to work and earn $1 to pay bills. There has to be more to it than that. It's about our purpose, finding our purpose, because it's through finding our purpose that we can then weather the storms and resilience, and because sometimes in business things can get pretty rocky. So if we have a very clear purpose as to why we're doing it, then we can then charter through those waters, sail through those waters in uncharted territory at times. And my purpose is to make a difference in the lives of women who want to work in and really forge a career in an environment where they feel safe and valued, and where we will make a difference also and leave a good footprint in the community and in the marketplace as a whole.
So, as a result of that, you have an all-female team?
At the moment, we have an all-female team, which is very unusual. We have had some staff changes in the last few months. And we still have one customs broker who helps us out from time to time. He's male, and he's a great guy. But at the moment, we're an all-female and a very diverse team. One of the things I'm really passionate about is supply diversity in the supply chain and diversity in the workplace. And we champion that through programs that we work through with Melbourne Business School and the Murra Indigenous Masterclass program. So we put through one, sometimes two students every year.
Wow.
Through the masterclass. And it's great to see Indigenous businesses, because in order to do the course, they have to already have a bit of an experience in business. They come out the other end and they're entrepreneurs and doing great things. We work and it's great to have them as a part of our mix because it creates a multi-dimensional, and it's also culturally teaches us about cultural sensitivity when we're delivering containers in remote areas, say in Western Australia and Northern Queensland.
So you've got Indigenous truck drivers taking them to many those locations.
Yes, we do. So we ensure that the companies we use in Cairns, and I have Giselle here in our office who's our connection with Cairns, and we know a lot of people. Coincidentally, we just coincidentally know similar circles. So we make sure that we give work to businesses who employ Indigenous drivers.
Fantastic.
Sometimes and we have a special focus is with Winangali Logistics, which is an Indigenous-owned trucking company, transport company. So we give them the work, and then we know for a fact that they're going to then give the work to the Indigenous drivers.
Wow, so not only are you a woman-owned led business in a male's world, but you're actually embracing, in the Indigenous people, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we're really committed to that.
Yeah, which I think is really fantastic, and as you can see, and from a scholarship point of view as well. So we're not just talking about jobs here, we're actually talking about putting back into the community. And this is what I love about connecting with women businesses, because people, they think of things like that. I mean, it's very it's important to the community, and we know that makes a difference. So let's talk a little bit about your businesses specifically and what makes them different and unique. So Global Forwarding and Here, There and Everywhere Parcel Quick, what is it that you do, and how do you help people?
So Global Forwarding is the freight forwarding, international and domestic freight forwarding, air, sea, land. That's what we do, from anywhere in the world to anywhere in the world. Customs clearances, warehousing and distribution. Started doing courier work. A lot of our clients over the last 2 years have expressed their concern of fixed costs in warehousing, so they have asked us to look after their warehousing so they could remove that headache from their business. So we've gone into the warehousing game.
Fantastic.
Good and proper, which has been an eye-opener, a bit of a cyclone for me at times.
So if I was a client, I don't need to then have my own warehouse?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, thank goodness.
No, it's a fixed cost that a small business does not absolutely need.
Yeah, massive fixed cost.
Huge. And you have to have it full at all times in order for it to be.
Yeah.
Then you need forklift and licenses, and so we've got all that. So we've got all of that covered. We look after all the warehousing and distribution, but what was happening, the courier business was becoming, was kind of conflicting with Global Forwarding, because we may not necessarily be the right freight forwarding company for everyone, but we were the right courier partner. Therefore, in order to remove any perceived conflict of interest, and in order for us to work with, say, you, Lisa, have an established relationship with a freight forwarding company, but they don't do warehousing distribution and parcel distribution for your e-commerce, then we can take care of that part and leave the freight forwarding to your freight forwarder. So therefore it needed to be a separate business. It had to be totally separate, and one of the things that underpins us, unlike many of our competitors, is the ethics. We're ethical. If we know that there's another player taking care of a part of our client's business, we're not going to interfere with that. We'll respect it and work with them. And then what was happening was other freight forwarding companies were using our courier services. So we had to really split the businesses and just make them totally separate, which has been a good decision.
So if I'm bringing in some of my online business, so I've got lots of customer orders, you'll break them down and ship them on to the customers, and I won't ever have to see them?
No.
Love it.
Unless you need to.
Unless you need to.
I mean, unless it's a container of shoes from Europe, then you know what, we're both going to go and check the shoes out.
Yeah. So you said you were shipping them in from Europe and Brazil, so I'm down there. Yeah. I think that sounds pretty good.
I always like doing the so-called quality control inspection on the shoes, and just in case there's a box that's damaged, and we might get lucky on the day.
You never know. So you do small goods, as well as obviously the big stuff coming out of countries. So if you had, what is it that you specialise in? Because there's freight and lots of different freights. So.
Yeah. So that's a really big question, because we move anything. As long as it's legal, we move it.
But you're really good. She's really good at some of the breakable stuff.
Yeah,
that some of the other people aren't so good at.
and that's another part of the courier business was the wines. So we had a couple of wineries, one in the Yarra Valley and one in Limestone Coast. They were using Australia Post for their wines, and the wines were arriving damaged. The bottles were arriving damaged and broken, and so we did a test trial we did 10 free of charge shipments for both wineries so that they could test our service. And they're both contracted. They've both contracted to us now. So
long term.
Yeah. And these are wines, of a significant value that are going all over the world and arriving intact.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then we started having issues with China. Mm-hmm. So that'll lead to a discussion about why we had to then create a proper dedicated China desk, because customs in China keep changing the rules, and it's really they're a hard act to follow. So many of our friends and family out there would identify that you can send something to China today, like wine, which is fine, and then the next shipment will be rejected and then sent back at the cost of the exporter.
Wow.
So we had to really work on that and fix it before.
Oh, maybe we can get Cindy to come in and tell us a bit about what she does.
Great idea.
So, welcome to Cindy. Cindy heads up the China desk. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Hello, I'm Cindy, head of the China desk. We are very happy to help Australian foreign trade companies to export to China by providing the most professional logistic and clearance services. We're also very happy to help Chinese e-commerce companies to distribute their products in the whole Australia efficiently. 大家好，我是宋丽，中国平台的负责人。我们非常荣幸能够为澳大利亚的贸易公司提供出口到中国的工作。我们提供一系列的专业的清关和物流工作。我们也非常荣幸能够为中国的电商提供在澳洲的配送服务。谢谢大家 ，Thank you。
谢谢。
谢谢。And so for all of those people, that was Cindy explaining in Chinese what she does to help people from China to bring a lot of their online things into Australia. So it's pretty amazing that you've got all this, capability here, isn't it, Enrica? Yeah. So very, very exciting. I think the rest of the team are going to come in and say a quick hello and goodbye. But if anyone wants to have a bit of a chat to Enrica about something they're thinking of shipping in and out of Australia, around Australia, if you're one of these amazing companies with lots of online products, like, maybe it's from perfume to food, isn't it? Pretty much anything, and bulky goods.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we're quite honest, and we'll, if we're not the right providers, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll be really honest and say, X, Y, Z are better at this, and we'll make a formal introduction if we can, if we know them. If not, we'll. But generally, 95% of the time, we'll find a solution.
Yeah, cool. So I've put Enrica's details on the front of the video, so you can actually get in touch with her and send her an email. So if the other guys want to come in and say hello.
And also, Lisa, I'd like to thank you for your commitment to women-owned businesses and to really championing our cause out there, because we do tend to fly under the radar, and if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be doing this.
Oh yes, I know. So I pushed them all out of their comfort zone today, so that was a bit of excitement.
Hey team.
So come in and say hello and goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.